जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण dear devotees. So today is Saturday. It is 4th of July. It is Ashadha Masa, Vamana Masa, Krishna Paksham Chavti Tithi. So there are no Vaishnavas in the calendar. So for now, we shall move into our daily Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, so the conversations are going between Kashyap Prajapati and Diti Maharani and Maitreya Muni and Vidura. So Maitreya Muni is narrating the pastimes and the conversations of Diti and Kashyapa and to Vidura. So Diti Maharani, after she has come to her husband and then she asking for forgiveness and praying Lord Shiva as well. So there, Maitreya Muni is mentioning that Diti Maharani is just a bit anxious for her children, so that uh, she was trying to invoke auspiciousness, even though she has committed offenses. At the time, Kashyap Prajapati is speaking to Diti Maharani. So there, Swasvargasya Ashisham Lokyam Ashtasanam Pravepatim निवृत्त संजानीमो भार्यमाह प्रजापति. So Kashyap Prajapati started responding to Diti Maharani. So he is saying to Diti Maharani that, or Diti, so because of your polluted consciousness, and first of all, because of polluted consciousness, you did not respect the muhurta, that time, the sandhya time, evening sandhya time. That is first offense. Second offense is, even though I have given all the explanations and very nicely, but you have neglected my instructions. That is second reason. And you have acted in such a way like neglecting the demigods, disrespecting the demigods. Likewise, he gives this because of the polluted consciousness, three offenses have happened. So likewise, Kashyap Prajapati saying to Vijay Maharani. We are in Srimad Bhagavatam, third canto, chapter 14, verse number 38. Kashyapa Uvacha Aprayatyad Atmanaste Doshan Muhurtikadvutam Mannidesha Aticharena Devanam Cha Atihelanan. Aprayatyad Atmanaste. So Aprayatyad is the like when who is there? So Kashyap Prajapati is saying Aprayatyad, because of the pollution, Atmanaste, and your mind was polluted. Atmanaha is given as the of the mind. Atmanaste, you are polluted by consciousness. Aprayachad Atmanaste, Doshan Bhutikadbhuta, Doshan, because of that defilement, Dosha Muhurtikat, in terms of the moment, the Sandhya time. Sandhya time is meant only for worshipping the Lord. Muhurtikat, Bhuta, and also Man Manidesha Acharena, Manide. So Mat Mat is my nidesha, my directions. And aticharena, being too neglectful. It is the second reason. First reason is the doshat muhurtikad. First one is the in terms of the moments, that is the you have made offense towards the muhurta. Second one is you have neglected my instructions. Aticharena, madnidesha, aticharena, and devanam of demigods, devanam also atihelanath, being too apathetic, disrespecting the demigods as well. Likewise, my Kashyap Prajapati giving those reasons. So that is aprayachad atmanaste doshan muhurtikad bhuta mannideshad aticharena mannidesha aticharena devanam cha atiheranat. The translation. The learned Kashyapa said, because of your minds being polluted, because of defilement of the particular time, because of your negligence of my directions, and because of your being apathetic to the demigods, everything was inauspicious. Purport by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Can I request Jasmine Kanya Mataji to read the purport, please?
Hare Krishna. The conditions for having good progeny in society are that the husband should be disciplined in religious and regulative principles, and the wife should be faithful to the husband. In Bhagavad Gita 7:11, it is said that sexual intercourse, according to religious principles, is a representation of Krishna consciousness. Before engaging in sexual intercourse, both the husband and the wife must consider their mental condition, the particular time, the husband direction and obedience to the demigods. According to Vedic society, there is a suitable auspicious time for sex life, which is called the time for Garbhadana. Diti neglected all the principles of scriptural injunctions, and therefore, although she was very anxious for auspicious children, she was informed that her children would not be worthy to be the sons of the Brahmana. There is a clear indication therein. There's a clear indication herein that the Brahmana's son is not always a Brahmana. Personalities like Ravana and Hiranyakashipu were actually born of Brahmanas, but they were not accepted as Brahmanas because their fathers did not follow the regulative principles for their birth. Such children are called demons or Rakshasas. There were only one or two Rakshasas in the previous ages due to negligence of the disciplinary methods. But during the age of Kali, there is no principle in sex life. How then can one expect good children? Certainly, unwanted children cannot be a source of happiness in society. But through the Krishna consciousness movement, they can be raised to the human standard by chanting the holy name of God. That is the unique contribution of Lord Chaitanya to human society. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki.
Jai. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you. Srila Prabhupada is explaining the conditions for having good progeny in society are that the husband should be disciplined in religious and regulative principles, and the wife should be faithful to the husband. So here in this context, in the Mahabharata, whenever the Kunti Maharani is trying to beget those Pandava children, so at that time, Pandu, the king Pandu, they were in the forest. So he gives specific instructions to Kunti Maharani. So there everyone are prepared. And then first is, so we are going to have children. So first of all, we need to so Kunti Maharani. So by the time Pandu was cursed by another sage, because of Pandu has killed the sage who was in the form of a deer, and then he cursed him because it was the time for that when the sage in the form of a deer and his wife they were meeting and Pandu has killed. So and then as soon as the arrow is touched that sage, and then later whenever he was leaving his body, he mentioned that Pandu, because I am dying, but you have killed me in inappropriate time. And in the similar way, you also, when you meet with your wives, you will also die that curse. So he also cursed it. So, but knowing that curse, Pandu did not meet his wives Kunti and Madri. But later on, but still they wanted to have children. At that time, Pandu was thinking so much of, he was very anxious about it, children. At that time, Kunti Maharani mentions to Pandu that, my dear husband, so I have got a bone from Durvasa Muni that I can invoke any demigod. So by the time Pandu was mentioning, if so, because they were Sutotpatti, we can approach any great sages for to beget a children. But at that time, Kunti Maharani reveals that secret that she has got a mantra that she can invoke any demigod to beget a child. So at the time, Pandu, he asking her just to we go through the process of religious principles and then invoke Dharma first. Invoke Dharma. And then Dharmaraja came and then blessed Kunti Maharani with the child. Yudhishthira was born. And then again, later on, after some time, uh, again, Pandu, he has advised Kunti Maharani, now we shall invoke Vayudeva and to beget a child. Later on, Bhima was born, who is very powerful. Now, later on, Pandu suggested that we wanted to have a child who can bring the fame and auspiciousness and everything else. And likewise, they will go through 1 year of austerities and penances just to beget a good child, auspicious child. So within the 1 year period, so much of austerities they have gone. At that time, later on, now Pandu asks Kunti Mahari, now invoke, call for Indra to bless with another child. So at that time, Arjuna was born. And when Arjuna was born, all the demigods they are showering flowers on top of Arjuna as a baby. So he's always companion to Lord Krishna. He is Naranarayana. Okay, he's Arjuna is like that. So here the process is, and also some this Anasuya Mata and Atri Maharshi, when they were also begetting children, they have gone through a different process. It is just only through the meditation only, the Garbhadana, it has happened whenever Dattatreya was born. That is also by austerities only. So the process is very subtle. So here, it is not like ordinary meeting of man and woman. But here there is a rules and regulations, and consciousness must be completely focused on the. So during the time when Atri Maharshi he is completing the transcendence for begetting the child, so that is to please the Lord, and within that trance, and then Lord has appeared. Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwar, they both were three of them have appeared, and then asked for what do you want. So then Atri Maharshi says, I have called for the one who is the source behind everything of this cosmic manifestation. Then Brahma, so we three are the behind all of these ones. So then they say that they will give a blessing that they will become a child to Atri Maharshi. Of course, there is another pastime of Anasuya Mata as well, that she would make those Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara as children. Okay, so there, completely focusing on the Supreme Brahman or the Supreme Personality of Godhead to beget a child. So here, um, Dharma Viruddho Kamosmi, and it is said in the but sexual intercourse according to religious principles is a representation of Krishna consciousness. Dharma Aviruddho Kamosmi. And before engaging in sexual intercourse, both the husband and wife must consider their mental condition, the particular time, the husband's direction, and the obedience to the demigods. So in Krishna consciousness, in a married couple, they perform 64 rounds of chanting both for a couple of days for a set, and then when the mood is properly set in an auspicious time, this Garbhadana Samskara would take place. So to invoke the pure Krishna conscious child. So according to the Vedic society, there is a suitable auspicious time for sex life, which is called the time for Garbhadana. But Diti neglected all the principles of scriptural injunction, and therefore, although she was very anxious for auspicious children, she was informed that her children would not be worthy to be the sons of a Brahmana. They have become Brahmana Bandhu, the relatives of Brahmana, but they are not actually Brahmana. Brahmana means they have to follow the rules. Um, that is what is Krishna says in the I think 1844 something like that, 40 something like that. What is we shall try to recall those things.
1842.
42. Thank you, Prabhuji. 1842. Is the peacefulness. So samudhamah tapah shausam kshantir arjavam evacha jnanam vijnanamastikyam brahma karma subhavajam. These are the qualities of a brahmana. Peacefulness, self-control, tapaha austerity, saucham purity, and kshantihi tolerance, arjavam honesty, evacha certainly, and then jnanam vijnanam astikyam, knowledge, wisdom, and religiousness, astikyam. So brahma karma swabhavajam. So when all these qualities exist, then he is qualified as a brahmana. Okay, but here this Hiranyakshipu and Hiranyaksha, they do not have any tolerance capacity, and they did not follow damaha, controlling sense control. They did not have those things. So they are not fit to be sons of a Brahmana, or they're not Brahmana. So there is a clear indication herein that a Brahmana son is not always a Brahmana. Personalities like Ravana, actually he's a Ravana Brahma. Ravana Brahma is son of Vishrava, in the lineage of Lord Brahma. But still, he became a demon, not following the Vedic injunctions. And Hiranyakshipu were actually born of the Brahmanas. They were not or they were not accepted as Brahmanas because their fathers did not follow the regulative principles for their birth. So such children are called demons or rakshasas. So previously in those old ages, there are only Rakshasas, but there are very few people they could not follow. But everyone or most of them they follow the Vedic injunctions. What is even 50, 60 years ago as well, in our practical experience, whenever the marriage happens and the Brahmanas will come and they will allocate this is the particular time you get married, this is the particular time you give the you perform Garbhadhan Samskara. So in such a way, all children, mostly in the Vedic tradition. Now nowadays, due to the modern education, everyone are like taking birth as cats and dogs. So neglecting the disciplinary methods. So here, but during the age of Kali, there is no discipline in sex life. How then can one expect good children? Certainly, unwanted children cannot be a source of happiness in society. All are unwanted children. But through the Krishna consciousness movement, they can be raised to the human standard by chanting the holy name of the Lord. Okay, so that is the mm, unique contribution of Lord Chaitanya to human society. Just by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we offenselessly, then one can be elevated onto the transcendent platform. Just Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama Iva Kevalam, Kalo Nastyeva, Nastyeva Gajaranyada. There is no other alternative. In this age of Kali, everyone are born misfortune. Of course, though they have got good opportunities, they are misguided. प्रायिनल्पाश्च सभ्या कलावस्मिन् युगे जनाः मन्दाः सुमन्दमतयो मन्दभाग्याः उपद्रुताः. Otherwise, this age of Kali, even the people of Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, they're all desiring to take birth in this age of Kali because are taking the advantage just because Kirtana Deva Krishnasya Mukta Sangaha Param Raje in a very short duration of time. They do not have to stay for very long as well. They do not have to live for 10,000 years or 1,000 years or hundreds of thousands of years. Just couple of years, Ketana Deva Krishnasya Mukta Sangaha Param Rajet. They can go back to Godhead very quickly just by performing this chanting of Hare Krishna. Okay, that is the unique contribution of Lord Chaitanya to uh, human society. Atavaham dharadami bhutva madbhakta rupadrut mayam cha bhavishyami kalu sankirtanagami. Kalu Sankirtanagami, just to for bringing the Sankirtana in this age of Kali. He has disguised himself as a devotee of Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, disguised himself as the devotee of the Lord. अथवा हम धराधामी भूत्वा मद्भक्त रूपद्रुक मायायाम च भविष्यामि खलु संकीर्तनागमी. In such a Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this is Hari Bhaktim Grahyami Kalu Papahata Naran. So to eradicate the sinful tendency of the people. So he has accepted sannyasa and then after that this Hari Bhakti Grahyami and then propagating this one to kill the tendency of the sinful uh, activities. Tendency to people are naturally they are inclined because of these misdirections. Manda Mandaha Sumandamanta Mandabhagya Upadritaha. They're misfortunate because they're misguided. But just by chanting the holy name of the Lord, they can be purified, raised to the human standard by chanting holy name of the Lord. And that is from this purport. Here Kashi Prajapati is giving those reasons why Diti Maharani cannot expect a good children because she did not respect the muhurta, the time sanja period, and she neglected husband instructions, and then she disrespected the demigods because of the polluted mind. अप्रायच्छाद आत्मनस्ते दोषात् मुहूर्तिकाद्भुत मन्निदेश अतिचारेण देवानां च अतिहेलनात्. Can request devotees for recitation. Kashyapa Uvacha
Kashyapa
वाच
Aprayachad Atmanaste
Apriyat Yad
Atmanaste
Atmanaste
Doshat Mauhutikadbhuta
Doshan
Doshan
Kaduta
Maukutika Uta
Mandidesha Aticharena
Manideshati Charena
Devanam cha Atihelanat.
Devanam
Devanam
chati
Chati
lanat. Iti helanat.
Devanam cha atihelanat.
Devanam
Devanam
Chati
chati
Helanat
helanat.
Is aprayatyad atmanaste doshan mauhutikad uta mannidesha mannidesha aticharena mannidesha aticharena. Okay, once again. Kashyapavacha
Kashyapa
Kasyapa vacha.
aprayatyad atmanaste
Aprayat yad
Namaste
atmanaste.
doshan mauhutikad uta
Doshan mahurtika
Doshamurtikaduta
duta.
mannidesha aticharena
Manideshati
Narayana
charena.
devanam cha atihelanat.
Devanam
Devanam
cha
Chati Helanat
itialenat.
Once more. Kashyapavacha
Kashyapa
Kasipa
Uvacha
vacha.
aprayatyad atmanaste
Aprayat yad
Aprayatyadatmanaste
atmanaste.
doshan mauhutikadvuta
Doshan
Doshamurtikaduta
mahurtika duta.
mannidesha aticharena
Manideshati
Manideshaticharena
charena.
devanam cha atihelanat.
Devanam
Devanam Chati
chati
Helanat
helanat.
Very beautiful. We can request Jahnikanya Mataji to start the session.
Hare Krishna. Kasyapa vacha. Aprayat yad atmanaste. Doshan maukurtika duta. Man nidesha aticharena devanam chati ihelanat.
Very beautiful. Thank you, Mataji. Usha Mataji, please. Meena Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Did you ask me, Prabhu?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, sorry, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Kasyapa uvacha aprayatyadaत्मनस्ते dosan mohoti kadata manne desatichareण devanam chati helana. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu.
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Meena Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna. Kashyap uvacha अप्रायत्या आत्मनस्ति अप्रायत्या आत्मनस्ति दोषामोहतका दोषामोहतकारुत मन्यन्तिचारेण देवानां चाति हेलना.
Very nice. So beautiful. Thank you, Mataji. Jai Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Please accept my humble obeisances. Kashyapa Uvacha Aprayatyadatmanaste Doshan Muhurtikaduta Mannideshati Charena Devanam Chati Helanat. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Asha Mataji, please.
कश्यप उवाच अप्रायत्यात् आत्मनस्ते तोषान्मौहुरिहात् उद मन्निदेश अधिचारेण देवानां चादिहेलनात्.
Very beautiful. Thank you, Mataji. Ram Lala Prabhuji, please.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. Pushyapa uvacha aparataya atmana sate dosha mohorti kada uta manonidesha ti charane devanam chati lanat.
Very nice. Thank you, Prabhuji. You want to go again, Prabhuji?
Kashyapa vacha apar aparaya raya atmanashate doshan mohoran mohorti mohortikad uta manonideshati charana devonam satihela lanat. Hare Krishna.
Very beautiful. Thank you, Prabhuji. Garangi Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Kashyapa vacha aprapya aprayatyadat atmanaste dosan morhurti kaduta manni desati charena devanam chati helanat. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Would you like to read the translation, Mataji?
Okay, Prabhuji. Okay. The learned Kashyapa said, because of your minds being polluted, because of defilement of the particular time, because of your negligence of my direction, and because of your being apathetic to the demigods, everything was inspicious. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Very good. Thank you, Mataji. Okay, that is from Srimad Bhagavatam. Aprayatyadatmanaste doshan mahurtikadta manidesha aticharena devanam cha atiheranat. Okay, so we shall move to Srila Prabhupada's daily letter. Okay, today letter to Bhaktadasa, June 17th, 1971, Bonn. Okay, can I request Ramlala Prabhuji to read the letter, please? Ramlala Prabhuji?
Yeah, I am reading, but I did not unmute it.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah. My dear Bhaktadas, please accept my blessings. I beg to acknowledge the receipt of your letter dated 19th May 1971 and have noted the contents with pleasures. It is so much encouraging to note how nicely your program is going on there. In all aspects of temple life, you seem to be doing so nicely, and Sankirtan is being well received also. So continue your program with all enthusiasm for making ISKCON Santiago a grand success. It appears that Krishna has his blessings upon you. So continue as you are doing, and you will get more blessings from Krishna. Thank you so much. And Krishna will supply you everything. If you prescribed rules and regulations are followed, then there will be no scarcity. Presently, I am in Bombay, and on the 20th of the month, I will be going to Moscow for 5 days. Thereafter, I will go to Paris and London. I was wanting to go to Rathojatra festival in Santiago, San Francisco, and I don't think that is possible because there are no direct fly from Moscow to California. But after the London program, I will go directly to USA, New York, and Los Angeles, then Los Angeles. Please offer my blessings to all others, hoping this will meet you in good health. Your ever well-wisher, Abhay Saranavinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, thank you.
Hare Krishna, yes, the takeaway point. Normally, the takeaway point, you have to close this letter. Then I can say, yes, yes, Hare Krishna. Actually, the point is actually, he had mentioned, Prabhupada mentioned what is going on as before, as usual, where Prabhupada is and where he will be, what is his next program, everything is make it clear. And he is encouraging Santiago, I think in Mexico, I think, temple in Mexico, and he is encouraging that devotees in there, and he is mentioning do Sankirtan, Nam Sankirtan, Koli Yoga Nam Sankirtan is very important, and whatever you will do, believe that Krishna will give you blessings as much as you are giving. Krishna will reciprocate as. In Bhagavad Gita also mentioning is coming from Bhagavad Krishna's word actually. Chapter 4, Bhagavad Gita 4:11. Who are doing as much as he will return as similarly. So that's why he was telling, do sincerely, and Krishna, you will get mercy. Sincerely means you will give as much as maximum you will give to Krishna. Krishna will give return to you maximum. So this is secret for success. So that is chant and be happy. And congregational chant in Srimad Bhagavatam at the end, I think he was mentioning Kali Yuga at the end, that is the only Nam Sankirtan. Everything can be destroyed in this age. It's a dark age, dark. But only effulgence is Krishna Nam, holy name. Nam Sankirtan Prabhu will be praised. That is only one truth. Because in Dharma is 4 legs. One is important is truth. That is important. And this is holy name is truth. Allah is truth. And whatever Srila Prabhupada mentioned, that follow the rules and regulation. That is sincerely, when you come do sincerely means you follow rules and regulation, what to do, what not to do. This is everything has to be made. This is a regulation. So then in this world, there will be no scarcity. Similarly, in the Lord Krishna says, 9:22, whatever you necessary, I preserve, I gave, and I preserve whatever they need, and I supply to them. So this is everything is Prabhupada mentioned is Krishna's word. What is hoping that's what. So that's why it is true. Krishna's words is truth. Prabhupada also copying that thing. That's whatever either in the Srimad Bhagavatam or Chaitanya Charitamrita or Bhagavad Gita. Everything is there. So that's why immediately he gave all this letter, everything, reflection from this scripture. So and Prabhupada mentioned whatever his present position in Bombay, but soon he will be going to Moscow. Then after he will be in Paris and London, everything. And London afterward he will go to USA, and there is a Ratha Yatra in San Francisco after the Ratha Yatra in London actually. But he was telling that is he has to take connection somewhere else. Otherwise, he cannot go directly India to Moscow. And sorry, Moscow to California, because he cannot go. Because he likes to go to meet with Radha Laurneshwar and Radha Gokulananda. That is also a simple point. He has to do that. And he likes to, that is Ratha Yatra in London. He will join there. And he chose his agenda. After that, he will go to USA. And the program, event in New York and Los Angeles. Actually, Los Angeles temple was very nice for him. Actually, because he likes, he always preferred that Radha Laurneshwar, Los Angeles temple, and Radha Gokulan, Bhaktivedanta manner. He likes this. These are the point actually. And always he is always telling, this is I am recapping actually the point. Do sincerely and Krishna will return to you. Do sincerely follow rules, regulation, Krishna will return to you. No scarcity. No, so he will provide, he will supply, Krishna will supply as much as he require. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. Okay, very beautiful reflections and nice comments, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Okay, just as long as one is following Krishna's instructions, everything will be perfect. And spiritual master's instructions. That is from my takeaway as well. Thank you, Prabhuji. We shall move to Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Okay, in the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, so Sanjay is narrating to Dhritarashtra about the Kurukshetra battle, where Arjuna, looking at the Pandavas army and Duryodhana's army, and then speaking to Krishna, Senayor Ubhayor Madhye, Ratam Stapayami Achyuta, Yavadheta Nirikhyeham Yodhukaman Avasthitan, Kairmaya Saha Yodhavyam Asmin Dana Samudhyame. I would like to see those people. Yoshamanan Avekhyeham. Ya Yete Atra Samagataha. Dhatrashriyas Durbuddhehe Yuddhe Priya Chikeshavaha. And who are desiring to fight and trying to give pleasure to Duryodhana, I would like to see all such kind of people who are all assembled here. Yayete atra samagataha. Likewise, Arjuna is requesting Krishna to keep in the Ratam Stapayami Achyuta Senayor Ubhayor Madhye. He wanted to keep this chariot in between the Pandavas army and Duryodhana army. Senayor Ubhayor Madhye Ratam Stapayami Achyuta. And then Sanjay is saying to Dhritarashtra, after on the request of Arjuna, Lord Krishna has made this chariot kept in between the two armies. And Krishna is the Lord of the senses, and Arjuna is the one who has conquered the ignorance and the sleep. So Krishna, he has kept that chariot in between two armies. So we are in the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, first chapter, 24th shloka. Sanjay Uvacha Eva Mukto Hrushikesho Gudakeshe Bharata Senayor Ubhayor Madhye Stapayitva Ratottamam Eva Mukto Hrushikesho Eva Mukto Hrushikesho. So Sanjay is saying that thus Muktaha addressed Hrushikesha, Lord Krishna. Arjuna addressed Krishna. Eva Mukto Hrushikesho Gudakeshena Bharata by Arjuna. Gudakeshena. Gudaka is a sleep. Gudaka plus Ishena, who has conquered the sleep by Arjuna. Arjuna, even in the night, he was waking up, and then it is there is a art, it is a skill as well. But ordinary people cannot maintain his body without sleep. But Arjuna conquered that sleep. Gudakeshena Bharata, oh descendant of Bharata, Dhritarashtra, likewise Sanjay is saying to Dhritarashtra. Eva Mukto Hrishikeshu Gudakeshena Bharata. Then Senayor Ubhayor Madhye, and in between the two armies, Senayo of the armies, Ubhayaha both, Madhye, in the midst, Stapayitva, placing Ratottamam, and the finest chariot. Krishna has placed that chariot in between the two armies, and the request of Arjuna. एवमुक्तो ऋषिकेशो घुडाकेशेन भारत सेनयोरुभयोर्मध्ये स्थापयित्वा रथोत्तमम्. Translation. Sanjaya said, O descendant of Bharata, having thus been addressed by Arjuna, Lord Krishna drew up the fine chariot in the midst of the armies of both parties. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Can I request any devotees to read the purport, please?
Hare Krishna, may I, Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji.
In this verse, Arjuna is referred to as Gudakesha. Gudaka means sleep, and one who conquers sleep is called Gudakesha. Sleep also means ignorance. So Arjuna conquered both sleep and ignorance because of his friendship with Krishna. As a great devotee of Krishna, he could not forget Krishna even for a moment, because that is the nature of a devotee, either in waking or in sleep. A devotee of the Lord can never be free from thinking of Krishna's name, form, qualities, and pastimes. Thus, a devotee of Krishna can conquer both sleep and ignorance simply by thinking of Krishna constantly. This is called Krishna consciousness or samadhi. As Rishikesha, or the director of the senses and mind of every living entity, Krishna could understand Arjuna's purpose in placing the chariot in the midst of the armies. Thus he did so and spoke as follows. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. So, here Prabhupada is describing about Arjuna. He is referred to as Gudakesha. Gudakesha means sleep, and one who conquers sleep is called Gudakesha. But sleep, but how to conquer this sleep is Abhyasa Yoga Yuktena Chetasa Nigamina, by practice. Yuktahara Viharasya Yukta Chestasya Karmasu. Limited sleep, limited food, limited vihara. Vihara is the kind of roaming. And yukta means it is only going to the pilgrimages. Everything is regulating the activities. By that one can conquer sleep easily. Eating, sleeping, and also roaming, going to the different temples. Abhyasa yoga yuktena, by practice. But Arjuna has done all those practices before. So here, that's why he is called Gudakesha. So sleep also means ignorance. So Arjuna conquered both sleep and ignorance because of his friendship with Krishna. This association and friendship, it is there is again, if you tell about your friend, I will tell about you. So there is one thing. So this is how it happens. Association is essential. He would receive the qualities of his association. So here Krishna has touched of all transcendental qualities. That's why all the pure souls are getting attracted to Krishna. Madharmono gunaretaihi parisham shuddhasayaha. Purushasya anjasabhyeti shrutamatra gunam himam. Everyone are attracted to Krishna. Shrutamatra gunam himam. By hearing the Krishna's qualities. Then automatically he would develop all qualities. And Krishna is the Supreme Lord, so he does not have to sleep. So as a great devotee of Krishna, he could not forget Krishna even for a moment, because that is the nature of a devotee. This is like a darshana sparsha samlapa sahinasana bhojanaihi. So those about the Pandavas, it is like a satsangar mukta sango hatum notsa hate buddha kityamanam yasho yasya sakrud akanya rochanam. And once who has renounced this mukta dussango, or bad association, renounced all the bad association, and only in the devotees association with pure devotee. Satsangar mukta dussango hatum na utsahate buddha. Ketyamanam yeho yasya sakruda kanyarochanam. And who has tasted the devotees association, Kityamanam yaso yasya Sakrud Akarnya Rochanam, and in association of Krishna's. So here especially Pandavas are meant that they're always with Krishna. Then how those people can be separated from Krishna? Tasmin Yasdiyaha Pardaha Saheran Viraham Katam. How can they would stay far away from Krishna even for a moment? It is Saheran Viraham Katam. Darshana Sparsha Samlapa Sehirasana Bhojanaihi. All the time they are seeing Krishna, touching Krishna, Darshana Sparsha Samlapa, and talking to Krishna in a very loving way, Samlapa, and Sahinasana Bhojanaihi, and while sleeping, and while sitting, while eating, in all times. This is the how the devotee is always remembering Krishna. So remembering Krishna by names, Krishna is always with himself. Because Abhinad Nama Naminoho. So Krishna is always with us. So Krishna, this Arjuna was remembering even in the last moments, um, whenever Arjuna has gone to Dwarka and then returned back to Hastinapura, at the time he's remembering those pastimes about Krishna. My dear brother Yudhishthira. So Krishna, when I was with Krishna, so he used to call me Narmani Budara Ruchira Smita Shobhitani. He is always with beautiful, gentle smiles. Narmani Budara Ruchira Smita Shobhitani. Very pleasing smiles all the time. Ruchira Smita Shobhitani. And he used to call me Hey Partha, Hey Arjuna Sake, Hey Kurunandaneti, O Partha. O Arjuna, O son of Kuru dynasty, Kuru Nandaneti. Sanjalpitani Naradeva Hridi Sprushani. When Krishna is calling me like that, it is always touching my heart. Sanjalpitani Naradeva Hridi Sprushani. Now, Smattu Lutanti Hrudayam Mama Madhavasya. When Krishna has departed back to his abode, now I am being perturbed here. Likewise, Arjuna he says, that is how devotees always remember. He could not live a single moment as well, all the time. Smattur lutanti hrudayam mama madhavasya. Okay, that is, he could not forget Krishna even for a moment, because that is the nature of a devotee. Either in waking or in sleep, A devotee of the Lord can never be free from thinking of Krishna's name, form, qualities, and pastimes. All the time he thinking of only Krishna. Thus, a devotee of Krishna can conquer both sleep and ignorance simply by thinking of Krishna constantly. So, this is मय्यनन्येन भावेन भक्तिं कुर्वन्ति ये दृढां मत्कृते त्यक्तकर्माणः त्यक्तस्वजनबान्धवाः. For just for Krishna, so he would leave all other work aside, even though family members. Check the Swajana Bandhavaha. That is Krishna. He is the source of all. This is my bhaktirhi bhutanam amritatvaya kalpate. My devotional service for the living entity, it gives them amritatvaya kalpate. Because of those reasons, they are always with me. And this is called Krishna consciousness or Samadhi. As Hrishikesha are the director of the senses and mind of every living entity, Krishna could understand Arjuna's purpose in placing the chariot in the midst of the armies. Thus, he did so and spoke as follows. So, Jnatva sarvasya cha hrudi avastitaha. Krishna knows. Jnatva sarvasya hrudi avastitaha. Because he understood the mind of Arjuna. He is in the heart of Sarvasijaham Bhuti Sannivishtu Matta Smriti Jnanam Apohanam Cha. He gives all those remembrance, forgetfulness, and the knowledge, everything to the living entity. But only thing is he must be in association with Krishna. And if he doesn't, so he will forget Krishna and he will entangle in this material world. Likewise, beautifully Prabhupada is explaining. Here Krishna is addressed as Hrishikesha. This is called Samadhi. The Vaikuntha Lila Abhidhyanam Samadhanam Tadatmanaha. Just remembering Krishna all the time it is called Samadhi or Krishna consciousness. Vaikuntha Lila Abhidhyanam Samadhanam Tadatmanaha. Absorbed, completely absorbed. No more mental speculations. We cross all the Vidhi Bhakti rules and regulations, and then enter into the absorption of Krishna. If Krishna likes, yes, we do it. That's all. No more logistics. Just for the pleasure of Krishna. Okay, that is Krishna consciousness. Okay, that is from this Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So Sanjay is saying, Eva mukto hrushikeshu ghudakeshena bharata senayor ubhayor madhye स्थापयित्वा रथोत्तमम् and Ratha Uttamam, the best, the finest chariot, which is given by Agni Deva, and horses are given by Chitraradha. Those are divine horses, okay, and white horses. Okay, that is from Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Okay, so by this today, we have covered a few shlokas from since Sunday. So we shall go and recite these shlokas and the devotees from 15th shloka to 24th shloka. I request all devotees to take a turn to recite.
Hare Krishna. Can I
Hare
go?
Krishna. Yes,
Start, right?
Mataji, with invocation, please, Mataji, kindly start, Mataji, 15 to 24.
Okay, okay. ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय पाञ्चजन्यं ऋषिकेशो देवदत्तं धनञ्जयः पौण्ड्रं दद्मो महाशङ्खं भीमकर्मावृकोदरः अनन्तविजयं राजा कुन्तिपुत्रो युधिष्ठिरः नकुलः सहदेवश्च सुघोषमणिपुष्पकौ काश्यश्च परमेश्वासः शिखण्डी च महारथः दृष्टद्युम्नो विराटश्च सात्यकीश्च पराजितः द्रौपदेयाश्च शार्वशः पृथिवीपते सौभद्रश्च महाबाहुः शङ्खनादद्मुः पृथक् पृथक् नखशोधार्तराष्ट्राणां हृदयानि व्यदारयत् नभश्च पृथिवीं चैव तूमुलोऽभ्यनुनादयन् अथ व्यवस्थितान् द्रष्टा धार्तराष्ट्रान् कपिध्वजः प्रवृत्रे सहस्रसम्पाते धनुर्धन्य पाण्डवः ऋषिकेशं तदा वाक्यम् इदम् आहं महीपते अर्जुन उवाच सेनयोरुभयोर्मध्ये रथं स्थापयमेच्युत यावदेतान्निरीक्षेऽहं योद्धुकामान् अवस्थितान् केर्मया सह योद्धव्यम् अस्मिन् रणसमुद्यमे योत्स्यमानेक्षेऽहं य एते अत्र समागतः धार्तराष्ट्रास्य दुर्बुद्धे युद्धे प्रियचिकीर्षवः सञ्जय उवाच एवमुक्तो ऋषिकेशो गुडाकेशेन भारत सेनयोरुभयोर्मध्ये स्थापयित्वा रथोत्तमम् हरे कृष्ण thank you Prabhu.
Very beautiful, Mataji. Thank you so much. Okay, can I request next? Jamakanya Mataji, would you like to? Gaurangi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Panchajanya ऋषिकेशो देवदत्तं धनञ्जयः पौण्ड्रादद्मो महाशङ्कां भीमकर्मावृकोदरः अनन्तविजया राजा कुन्तीपुत्रो युधिष्ठिरः नकुलः सहदेवश्च सुघोषमणिपुष्पकौ काश्यपश्च परमेश्वरः शिखण्डी च महारथः धृष्टद्युम्नो विराटश्च सात्यकीश्च पराजितः द्रुपदस्य द्रुपदो द्रौपदेयश्च सर्वशः पृथिवीपते सौभद्रश्च महाबाहुः शङ्खानन्दद्मो पृथक् पृथक् सागोषोधार्तराष्ट्राणां हृदयानि व्यधारयत् नभश्च पृथिवीं चैव तुमुलो अभ्यनुनादयन् अथ व्यवस्थितान् धार्तराष्ट्रान् कपिध्वजः प्रवृत्ते शस्त्रसम्पाते धनुरुद्यम्य पाण्डवः ऋषिकेशं तदा वाक्यमिदमहामहीपते हरे कृष्ण okay. अर्जुन उवाच सेनयोरुभयोर्मध्ये रथं स्थापयमेच्युत यावदेतान्निरीक्षेऽहं योद्धुकामनावस्थितान् कैर्मया सह योद्धव्यम् स्मिरन् रणसमुद्यमे That's it, Prabhuji. Okay. योत्स्यमानान् वेत्स्याहम् एतत्र समागतः राष्ट्रस्य दुर्बुद्धिर्युद्धे युद्धे प्रिया चिकीर्षवः सञ्जय उवाच एवमुक्तो ऋषिकेशो गूढकेशेन भारत सेनायोरुभयोर्मध्ये स्थापयित्वा रथोत्तमम्
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Very good. Next, can I request Asha Mataji, please?
Hare Krishna. पा- पाञ्चजन्यं कृषिकेशो देवदत्तं धनञ्जयः पौण्ड्रं तद्मौ महाशङ्गं भीमकर्मावृकोदरः अनन्तविजयं राजा कुन्दिपुत्रो युधिष्ठिरः नहुलः शगादेव च सुघोषमणिपुष्पः काश्यश्च परमेश्वासः शिखण्डी स महारथः धृतद्युम्नो विराडाश्च चात्यकिः सपराजितः त्रिपदेयाश्च शर्वश पृथिवीपदे सौपत्रश्च महाबाहुः शङ्कान् तद्मुहः पृथक् 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 सकोशोऽतात् धृतराष्ट्राणां हृदयानि व्यदारयत् नभश्च पृथिवीं चैव तुमुलो अभयनुनादयन् अदव्यवस्थितान् धृत्वा दूताश्रान् कविवचः प्रवृत्ते शस्त्रसम्पादे धनुरुद्यम्य पाण्डवः कृषिकेशं तदा वाक्यम् इदम् आह महीपदे अर्जुन उवाच सेनयोरुभयोर्मध्ये रथं स्थापयमेच्युत यावत् एतान् निरीक्षेऽहं योद्धुकामानवस्थितान् कैर्मया सह योद्धव्यम् अस्मिन् रणसमुद्यमे योत्स्यमानान् अवेशेऽहं य एतेऽत्र समाहताः तात्रात्रस्य दुर्बुद्धेर्युद्धे प्रियशिकीर्षवः सञ्जय उवाच एवम् उक्तो कृषिकेशो गुडाकेशो न भारत सेनयोरुभयोर्मध्ये स्थापयित्वा रथोत्तमम्
Thank you, Mataji. So
Hare
good.
Krishna. Sorry, I tried for a very first time.
Very nice, Mataji. Perfect recitations. Thank you, Mataji. Just Mataji, Mataji, please. Meena Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna, sorry.
Just
I Panchajanyam Hirishikesho Devadattam Danam Jayaha Poundram Dadhurmau Mahasankam Bhima Karma Vrikodaraha Ananta Vijayam Raja Kunti Putro Yudhishthiraha Nakula Sahadevascha Sugosha Manipushpakau Kasyascha Purameshwa Saha Shihandi cha Maharataha Dishtadhyumno Virastascha Satyak Kis Parajitaha Drupado Drupadeshascha Sarvashaha Prativitapate Prativipate Saubhadrascha Mahabahu Sankanda Mu Pratak Sago Shodhar Dhartarashtrannam Hirdayani Vyadarayat Nabhascha Pritivam Shaiva Tumulo Abhiyan Nunnadayan Atavyavastitan Drištva Darashtran Kapi Dvajaha Pravrite Sastra Sampate Dhanu Udhamya Pandavaha Ishikesham Tada Vikyam Idam Aha Mahapate Arjuna Vacha Siniyorabiyor Madhe Ratam Stapayami Achyuta Yabaditan Niriksheham Yudho Kaman Avastitan Hirmayam Saha Yudhavyam Ashmin Rana Samudyame Yutsiyamanan Avikshayaham Yaiti Atra Samagataha Dhartarashtraya Durbudhir Yudhi Priya Chikir Sabaha Sanjaya Vacha Eva Mukto Rishikesho Guda Keshena Bharata Siniyorabiyor Madhye Stapayitva Rathotamam.
Very beautiful. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Nina Mataji, please.
पञ्चजन्य ऋषिकेशो देवदत्तं धनञ्जय पौण्डं दग्धो महाशङ्खं भीमकर्मा वृकोदरः अनन्तविजयं राजा कुन्तीपुत्रो युधिष्ठिरः नकुलः सहदेवश्च सुघोषः मणिपुष्पको काश्यश्च परमेश्वरश्च शिखण्डी च महारथः धृतद्युम्नो विराटस्य सात्यकिश्चापराजितः द्रुपदो द्रौपदेयश्च सर्वशः पृथिवीपते सोमद्रश्च महाबाहो शङ्खखादद्पद्युं शङ्खखादपद्मि पृथक् पृथक् समुद्रस्य सघोषेतराष्ट्राणां हृदयानि व्यधारयत् नभश्च पृथिवीं चैव तुमुलो अभ्यनुनादयन् अथ व्यवस्थिता द्रष्टा धातराष्ट्रा कपिध्वजः प्रवृत्ते शङ्खसम्प्राप्ते धनुरुभय पाण्डव ऋषिकेशं तदा वाक्यम् इदं महामहीपते अर्जुन उवाच सेनयो उभयो मध्ये रथं स्थापय मे अच्युत यावदेता निरीक्षे अहं योद्धुकामान् नवस्थितं के मया सह योद्धव्यम् अस्मिन् रणसमुद्रमे योष्यमानवा वेक्षे अहं य एत अत्र समागत धृतराष्ट्रस्य दुर्वृत्ते युद्धे प्रियचिकित्सवः सञ्जय उवाच एवमुक्तो ऋषिकेशो गुडाकेशेन भारत सेनयो उभयो मध्ये स्थापयित्वा तु उत्तमम् हरे कृष्ण
Thank you, Mataji. Very nice presentation. Jai Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Panchajanyam Rishikesho Devadattam Dhananjaya Pundram Datmau Mahashankham Bhimakarma Vrakrodaraha Anantavijayam Raja Kuntiputro Yudhishthiraha Nakulaha Sahadevascha Sugosha Manipushpakau Kashyascha Parameshu Asaha Shikhandi cha Maharathaha Drushtadumno Viratascha Satyakischa Parijataha Drupado Draupadyescha Drupado Draupadyascha Sarvashaha Prithvipate Sobhadrascha Mahabahuhu Shankhan Dadmuhu Prithuk Prithuk Saghosho Dhartarashtraणां Hridayani Vyadarayat Nabhascha Prithvim cha eva Tumulo Abhyanuna Nadayan अथ व्यवस्थितान् दृष्ट्वा धार्तराष्ट्रान् कपिध्वजः प्रवृत्ते शस्त्रसम्पाते धनुरुद्यम्य पाण्डवः ऋषिकेशं तदा वाक्यम् इदम् आह महीपते अर्जुन उवाच सेनयोरुभयोर्मध्ये रथं स्थाप्य मेच्युत यावद् एतान् निरीक्ष्येऽहं योद्धुकामान् अवस्थितान् कैर्मया सह योद्धव्यम् अस्मिन् रणसमुद्यमे योत्स्यमानान् अवक्ष्येऽहं य एते अत्र समागताः धार्तराष्ट्रस्य दुर्बुद्धे युद्धे प्रियचिकीर्षवः सञ्जय उवाच एवम् उक्तो ऋषिकेशो गुडाकेशेन भारत सेनयोरुभयोर्मध्ये स्थापयित्वा रथोत्तमम् Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Sorry, I made a mistake, I think, a few
Very
places.
nice, Mataji. So good to be back. Thank you, Mataji. Sarvala Prabhuji, and if possible, Mataji as well.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Panchajanna Rishikesha Devadattam Dhananjaya Pandam Dadmam Mahashankam Bhimakarma Brikadaraham Ananta Vijayam Raja Kuntiputra Yudhishthira Nakula Sahadevatsa Sagosha Manipushpakam Kashyapam Paramesha शिखण्डि च महारथ दृष्टं दुम्ना विराटस्य सप्तकेशा पराजितः द्रुपदयस्य सर्वस्य पृथिवीपते सौभद्रस्य महाबाहो शङ्खं पृथक् पृथक् साघोषा धर्तराष्ट्राणां हृदयान् वदनाय रयत् नभश्च पृथिवीं चैव तुमुलः भनुदयान् अथ व्यवस्थेना दृष्टा धार्तराष्ट्रान् कविधा च प्रवृत्ते शस्त्र सम्पाते धनुरुद्मन पाण्डव ऋषिकेशं तदा वाक्यमिदं महापति अर्जुन उवाच सेनारुदय रथं स्तपाय महाच्युत जवदेते तिन्नीरु तनीरी निरीक्षे যুদ্ধ কামনা অবস্থিতাম কর্মায়া সহ যোদ্ধাবস্মিম রণ সমুদ্রমে যোত সমন বেক্ষা অহম চ এতত্র সমাগতঃ धातराष्ट्रस्य दुर्वेदयुद्धे ह्रियचिकीर्षावः सञ्जय उवाच एवमुक्त ऋषिकेश गुरकेश न भारत सेनारुदयं मध्ये स्थाप्यता रथोत्तमम् हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा
Hare Krishna. Very beautiful, Prabhuji. Seems you have by heart everything. And we have Sita Sundari Mataji available. Otherwise, that's Sunday.
she cannot do Prabhuji. She is very weak today.
Yeah, sure, Prabhuji. This Mataji can say simple Hare Krishna once. At least we will hear Mataji's sound.
At the end, maybe. Yes. Yes. I will go. Yeah.
Yeah. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Hare Krishna all devotees, accept my humble obeisance. I am listening. Thank you Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Pranam Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji, yesterday I didn't text you anymore. Whether you arrived safely or how was it? Thank you for your coming and for Mahaprasad. Blessings.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Pranam.
Mataji.
No, it was fine. Prabhuji contact.
Very beautiful. Mataji want to do Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Mataji once at least. If you are
Yeah.
okay.
पंचजंग ऋषि ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय पंचजंग ऋषिकेश देवदत्तं धनञ्जय पुण्ड्रं दक्ष महाशङ्खं भीमकर्म বিকোদরো অনন্ত বিজয়ম রাজা কুন্তি পুত্র যুধিষ্ঠিরা নকুল সহদেবস্য সুঘোষ মুনি পুষ্পকৌ কাশ্যপ পরমেধস I don't class শিখণ্ডী চ মহারথ ধৃষ্টদ্যুম্ন I have Satyaji ধৃষ্টদ্যুম্ন বিরাটস্য সাত্যকীশ্চা পরাজিতः দ্রৌপদেয়াশ্চ সর্বস্য পৃথিবীপতে সৌভদ্রশ্চ মহাবাহো সংখ্যান দৃম্ন পৃথক পৃথক সঘোষ ধার্তরাষ্ট্রাণাম হৃদয়ানি বদারয়ৎ নভস্য পৃথিবীহ চৈব তুমুলোহ অভ্যনুদায়ন অথ অবস্থিতান দৃষ্টা ধার্তরাষ্ট্রান কুপিধ্বজা প্রভৃতে শস্ত্র সম্পাতে ধনুরুদ্ধম পাণ্ডবः ঋষিকেশাম তদা বাক্য ইদম আহ মহীপতে অর্জুন উবাচ উভয়োর্মধ্যে রথং স্থাপয় মহোচ্যুত यावदेतान्निरीक्षाहं युद्धकामानवस्थितान् कोई मया सह युद्धा कैर्मया सह यथा बमस्मिन् रणसमो अस्मिन् समुदयम् যৎসমানান অবেক্ষেহম ইয়া এতেহত্র সমাগত ধার্তরাষ্ট্রস্য দুর্বৃদ্ধে যুদ্ধে প্রিয় চিকিৎসবঃ সঞ্জয় উবাচ एवमुक्तो ऋषिकेश गुडाकेशेन भारत सेनयोरो भयोर्मध्ये स्थापयित्वा रथोत्तमम् Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bhagavan की जय, अर्जुन की, Srila
Yeah.
Prabhupada की जय.
Yeah.
Thank you for giving opportunity, Prabhuji.
Very beautiful, Mataji. You did very nicely, Mataji. So it is challenging, but you have done it very nice, so beautiful, very nice.
Hare Krishna. Actually, she was reciting, and this is a long time. She was telling this is the first long way to discuss, long way to talk. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Prabhuji. Hope you will get better soon. You will do it very with lots of strength, but still you did very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Hearing your sound itself, it is very nice when you are chanting this Mahamantra, then with shlokas. So beautiful. Thank you, Mataji. Okay, so that is from the recitations. And dear devotees, if you have got any questions from the Srimad Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, so within the week, if you wanted to ask any questions or share anything, kindly ask questions and kindly share.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I have one question, please, if I may. It is we had a Prabhupada's disciple who came in one of the class, and her name is Chitra Ratha, and she was saying, and I couldn't understand her properly because of different accent, but she was saying when Prabhupada gave her the name, it was a mumble because Prabhupada was not feeling well, and so this was during initiation time. So, and then at that time it wasn't like now, how now you're given a certificate and you're told, and it explains everything. But so we were just I was just thinking, and today also and the other day also you mentioned Chitra Ratha. So Chitra Ratha was a personality who gave the chariot to Arjun.
Yes, Mataji.
And so who was he? Sorry.
He's Chitrarada. He is from the heaven. He is the singer within the Indra's planet.
Oh, okay. Thank you. So he's a singer from Indra's planet, and he gave the chariot. Okay, thank you.
Yes. Okay, let us Chitrarada.
Also, Prabhuji, are you sharing anything? It's all looking black for me anyway. I don't know whether it's me or the whole screen. Okay. Now I can see. Thank you.
I think so here, so this is the past. So here, Pandavas sent away, and Gatotkacha was born and slain, and Baka slain. So there, Gandharva, Anangara, here, down is, let us see that part of the story in the Mahabharata. So here, okay, I think so here, whenever Pandavas they're going in a forest, so during that time in that night, they will come across a pond where Chitrada he was sporting with his all of his consorts there in the pond at the time. Kunti Maharani um, and the five Pandavas, they're going in that night, and Arjuna was keeping the light on his divinity, which is with fire one. At the time, Chitrada, he stops them that you are not allowed to pass this way. Then Arjuna says, I am Arjuna, son of Pandu. And then there is again a clash between the words, and then they fight. And then Chitrada, he has got a chariot which would fly in the sky, and then he is fighting from the sky, and then Arjuna is on the floor. And then during that time, Arjuna did not have Gandhava also. It is normal bow. So he used his Agneya to Chitrada's chariot after so much of battle. So his chariot got burned. And Chitrada, from that time, he says that from today I will be called Dagdarada. My chariot was burned by Arjuna. So it will be, instead of Chitrada, wonderful chariot as I hold, but now it is burnt, now it is Dagdarada. Likewise, he keeps his name like that in order to give pleasure to Arjuna. But however, actually, at that point of time, he gives those four horses to Arjuna as a gift. And then, whenever Arjuna has gone to before the Kurukshetra battle, it was a time for Arjuna to get all the weapons, and then after taking Pashpatastra from Lord Shiva, he is gone to Indra's planet. There, Chitraratha, again he meets there. He gives or he teaches all the singing and dancing, all those skills to Arjuna. In that Chitraratha, he became a friend later on to Arjuna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, even also Bhagavad Gita, it was mentioning the opulence of Lord Krishna. 10:26, it was also mentioned. Who can sing nicely? Who actually this sing? Singer is one of the opulence, and also in Brahma Samhita, it was also mentioning Tathagano Nacha, that everything in there that in the planet, in this Lord's planet, yeah. So everything is nice. Whenever people are moving, that is dance. Whenever people are talking, this is sing. Tata nacho, gana, everything is opulence of Lord Krishna, and actually this is a very different way. It's a melodious dance, everything, rush, every rush of there. This is diverse. Is Anandamaya. Yeah, so that is a Citrarat, actually who are singer, who can sing nicely. Yeah, that is it.
Oh, yes, yeah, Prabhuji, yes, found it. Thank you so much. Yeah, both the Prabhujis. Thank you for your additions. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. So, I think
So that story would be in one of these chapters, yes, Prabhuji?
yes, in Mahabharata.
Okay, I'll try and find it. Yeah, thank you.
Exact chapter name. I think they were going in the night. So at the time, Chitrada also he says that he addresses Arjuna and Pandavas that you are going without the priest. So, but how can you be guided? So at the time, Pandavas and Yudhishthira, they decided to take one of their family spiritual master, like Daumya became the spiritual master, and they only asked him, so who could be the our priest? So later, Daumya, so he has been accompanying uh, in during the Aranyavasa time and all those times. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Any other questions, dear devotee?
Prabhuji, so if the children will born, it is only the character of the parents or his karma also. Because he will come the womb of mother due to his karma or mother parents parents intention or their mind, whatever they have time of intercourse. Is it like that?
So that one, it is like it is not only one reason. There are 5 reasons for it. Karmana Daiva Netrena Jantuhu Dehu Upapataye. By Daiva Netrena, divine nature is there. And the living entity take the Sriyaha Pravishtavadram Pumsamretaha Kanashraya. The living entity take the shelter of semen of a father, enter into the womb of the mother. And then for that one, Karmana Daiva Netrena. Under the so here divine nature arranges according to the karma. Tam jiva karma padvim anuvartamana. Because Taikalikam Srichireshu Anuvartitamshaha. Jnanam yadjetad adat katam hasadevaha Traikalikam Srichireshu Anuvartitamshaha. Tam jiva karma padvim anuvartamana tapatriyopashamanaya vayam bhajema. The baby in the womb offers praise to the Lord. You know present, past, and future of my pastimes. Likewise, it prays, and you always supervise me. Tam jiva karma padavim, and you always watch my activities. I am taking shelter of your lotus feet, my dear Lord. So, Lord arranges all those, which entity, which father and mother, because the mood of father and mother, it should align so that living entity which is taking birth there, all of its desires can be fulfilled by taking birth in that family. Plus, and mother and father, what kind of desires they have got. And then it should be aligned. It is not only one side father and mother, one side the living entity, and another side is the divine nature and the circumstances and the desires of the living entity as well. Where in which circumstances she needs to take birth. They're all combined together that karmana dhaiva netrini jantuhu dehu upvattaye. In such a way that birth would take place.
So just to counteract, even the semen of Hiranyakashipu, due to the environment, due to circumstances from Narada Muni, so is coming as a devotee. Kaidu Mata gave birth as a devotee, pure devotee. It is due to devotee association. Just to clarify it.
Could you please again explain, Prabhuji?
So even though the seed coming from Hiranyakashipu is a demon,
Yes.
but it can be changed. The Prahlad Mata is a Kaidu Mataji. She gave birth a devotee due to association of devotee. So
Yes.
sometimes the seed is whatever the source. Sometimes the nature, the culture, the everything. If it is good condition, then it can be developed nicely. So is a different factor. Is it not only seed, also Mother Earth also very important. Everything is very important. And culture, taking care, everything. So at that time, Narada Muni taking care how to develop devotee, because it is power association of devotee. So even the coming from demon, but it transformed to as a devotee.
Yes. Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, with association as well. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Just sorry, yeah.
Oh, you still want to Kari?
Just a little sentence, yeah. That's why sometimes mother contribution is always, we have to think about the home of mother. At that time, mother should be very careful about to hear about Krishna Katha. That is very important.
Thank you, Prabhuji. So, okay, so I think for Jay Mataji's question, so it is the Anangaparna Radha, this Gandharvani. I have been Chitra, this 9th chapter, Mahabharata, first part and the 9th chapter.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Just Mataji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Prabhu. It's about a DT. How I'm just curious. How is it decided which demon goes into which womb? Because you have different different group of people, don't you? So
Yes.
so which how is it decided which demon goes into which womb? That's what I was.
Yes, Mataji. So here, if we observe carefully, it is Diti Maharani. It is not just only Diti Maharani and Kashyap Prajapati. So there are multiple things included within that one, multiple dimensions. One is in the Vaikuntha pastimes. So here Maitreya Muni is speaking to Vidura on the context. How come this Hiranyaksha was so powerful and then trying to fight with Varaha Bhagavan? And then Maitreya started speaking from Vaikuntha's pastimes. Once upon a time, Taye kada bhagavato Vaikuntas amalatmanaha yuyurvaikuntha nalayam sarvaloka namaskritam. Once upon a time, um, Manasame Sutayushmat Purvajaha Sanakadayaha Cherurvihayasa Lokan Lokeshu Vigataspraha. Without any desires, they are wandering throughout the universe. At the time, once upon a time, they want to go to the Vaikuntha Loka. And there, Jaya and Vijay, they stopped. It is very beautiful things again going there. And then those Jaya and Vijay, they have now fallen from the Vaikuntha down to this material world, into the womb of Diti Maharani. That is one context. Again, it will open for a very long, big, beautiful story there. So Jaya and Vijay are not ordinary people, and they must be taking birth uh, in the very auspicious parents like the Kashyap Prajapati. Plus, at the same time, they have to act against the Lord, like Sambhramba Samvrata Samadhi Anubadha Yoga. May Sambhramba Yogena Nisthira Brahmaheranam Pratyeshitam Nikashame Kalena Alpiyasa Punaha. They have to act against the Lord because that is what they have desired, chosen when there are options like 3 births or 7 births. And then, um, but how can they would get those qualities? Sambhramba is envious nature towards the Lord, but they have take birth in the good parents, that is Kash Prajapati, like that parents, but at the same time enviousness towards the Lord. So they need a proper father and mother as well. One said Vaikuntha pastimes, but in inappropriate time they have to take birth in order to act like a demons. This is the Sandhya period. And another side, Lord Shiva going along with all his associates. They're all bhutas and pretas who are ghor Ghora Vela Ghorathama. It is inappropriate time. And Lord Shiva is going with Parito Bhota Parishad Bihi Vrishni Natate Bhotarat. And he also compassionate to those living entities along with who are followers of him. So he need to also facilitate proper because they haven't got material body yet. Facilitate the father and mother and proper material body. So here one side Jaya and Vijaya coming down and the nature of those demonic who are the followers of Lord Shiva that also combined together and into a good fathers in an appropriate time, the children taking birth as the demoniac. So they all combined together. And here Kashyap Prajapati, and he was in the previous life, he was the Sutapa and Prushni, the husband and wife, they got Prushni Garbha as the child, the Supreme Lord. Now Kashyap Prajapati and Aditi, they got Vamana as child. Now same Kashyap Prajapati with Diti, with Hiranyakshipu and Hiranyaksha, who are the people of Vaikunta. They are coming here taking birth as the children of Kashyapa Prajapati there, in the same family of Kashyapa Prajapati. So all combined, it is not only one angle, multiple angles. And also later on, Diti Maharani within this family, in order to kill Hiranyakshipu, Narasimhadev, Hiranyaksha to kill him, and Varaha Bhagavan, and their child is Prahlad Maharaj. Within that dynasty, another devotee, Bali Maharaj. And within that dynasty, later on, Banasara is the son of Bali Maharaj, and his daughter, Usha, is married to Krishna's grandson, Aniruddha, became the relatives of Krishna finally. So if they are not separating from Krishna at any point of time, see, all are devotees family. So Lord is every moment. If you look at Aditi's Mata children like Indra, Varuna, and Twasta, those 12 Adityas. And there Aditi Mata has got Vamana Devas. But even though Vamana Deva is son of Aditi Mata, he became a door god to Bali Chakravarti. Bali Chakravarti comes in the lineage of Aditi Maharani. It is a very beautiful pastimes if you see it. It is not, we cannot say that this is just only the one reason. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says there are 5 reasons. For anything to happen, there are 5 reasons. It comes, I think, Bhagavad Gita. Let us see. One is the Daivim, Kshetra, Karta, and then different tools. Let me just bring that one. So there are 5 causes for accomplishment of all actions. Now learn of these from me. So one is the place of action, the body, performer, various senses, the many different kinds of endeavor, and ultimately the super soul. These are the 5 factors of action. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Oh yeah. So yeah, is there a book or a place you can find out what will befall you after you leave your body? What kind of actions were taken to place you in that position or that place that you go to next? I mean, there are chapters I know in the Bhagavad Gita and the Srimad Bhagavatam, but is there a particular book that you can find out, for instance, how comes a life is placed in a tree that sits there for 500 years and so on? What penance you have to perform to release you and things like that?
I think yes, Mataji. So for example, I don't know exact book name. For example, if we perform 100 Ashwamedha yajnas, one can become eligible to occupy Indra. And if he lives 100 lifetimes in a dharmic way, properly as per the Vedic injunctions, then he can become a Brahma. So these are the one few examples that we would see in the scriptures.
Mm. So when I look at an animal, I wondered what they had done to get there. I know cows are very sacred, but to be a cow, what kind of sinful activity you perform to get you there? Is there sinful activity or is it a good activity for a mother? Cow's mother, they become mothers, of course, and then they also give nourishment to individuals.
Uh, so sometimes if we look at um the karma, then some people perform good activities, and then at the same time they will also eat the meat.
Yeah. Mm.
So such kind of people, and also one side they want to do pious, and this other side is also cruel. They are good for their only family members, and for others they are not that much favorable. So such kind of people possibly they may go into further down like the cow, something like that. That is one descending thing. And the other link thing, other angle, living it is a gradual elevation, which are coming from cats and dogs, and then nearly to the cow. It is ascending way, ascending consciousness. That people and people degrading from top to bottom, they may also come to cow and such kind of species, and living entities gradually elevating from bottom to up to, they may also come to that level of as cows, something like that, which are nearer to the human beings.
Mm. So it's graded in a way, yeah.
Yes, yes.
And in one of the passage you read earlier on, I think it was the Srimad Bhagavatam we read, there was something connected with the demigods. I can't remember the statement, but it was surprising to me that they were mentioned. When is Krishna you look up to, not the demigods. Something about following instructions with the demigods. Can you recall? Anybody?
It was about Shiva when, in the evening time, when he was wandering. Is that what you mean? That Kashyap Muni is saying that you caused an offense to this demigod. Is that what you mean, Mata?
No, this morning we had
Yes, it was this morning. Prabhuji
yeah.
mentioned demigod, but he I
Here,
think he meant
this
Shiva.
one. Wait a minute, I'll tell you. This it was quite early. There. It says, I think it's the fifth line down. It says, both the husband and wife must consider their mental condition, the particular time, the husband's direction, and obedience to the demigods. Obedience to the demigods. Is it like your superior, your ranking, the Guru Parampara or the Parampara system before
Yes,
you get to Krishna? I wasn't sure about that. Obedience to the demigods. What does that mean, Prabhu? I just wondered.
yes. Obedience to demigods, respecting, because they're all um, ad- engaged in the universal affairs, administrators of the universal affairs.
Yeah.
They are also living entities, but they are higher living entities. So there, um, in the Bhagavatam, whenever they are, because they are high level than human beings, we need to respect them. Gunadikan mudham lipsed anukrosham gunadamad maitrim samanad anviched natapaihi abhibhuyate. And one would not go. So respect all the living entities who are highly elevated,
Mm.
and who are less consciousness, just show the compassionate on them. And who are equal minded, you make friendship with them. And then in such a way, natapaihi abhibhuyate, you would not go through the miseries. And when you meet the great personalities, respect them. Mahatam bahumanena dinanam anukampaya. Maitracha Yevatmatulyeshu Yemena Nemena Cha, by following rules and regulations. Again, these are all demigods or appointed universal administrators. They act on, they are representatives of the Lord. They are predominating living entities. We are all predominated living entities.
Yeah, so you have to go through the hierarchical
Yes.
system to get to the ultimate. Yeah, Haribo.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Okay, any other questions?
Prabhuji, I was just looking at Veda base, and there is a book called Beyond Birth and Death, and I don't know if Mataji would.
Yes.
That's the one that Mataji is referring to, maybe.
It could be. I'll have a
Yes,
look.
yes. That
Yeah,
is the one. Even I was thinking to say that name. Yes, Mataji, correct.
yeah.
And then that book,
Above. Just go up. Yeah. Here.
Beyond Birth and Death. Yes. It may be possible. I have not read it, but it is.
He's got different cover now. But yeah, this is a good forum to bring our questions. So if we can collate them, because yeah, time, we need time for this.
Yes. And also here, in the Chad Bhagavatam session, the advanced fruitive activities of a living entity, there, person who is engaged in the karmic activities, how he goes after his leaving of his body, he will be taken by Yamadutas and then being punished by those Yamadutas there in the Yamaloka. So that was there are beautiful pictures also here. So here, a person in the just ordinary family, once he is retired and then no one respect him, just ignored, and those people feed him because once upon a time he used to feed that family. Now those family members feed him, and then just like a later on he grows older, and then he is just like a dog in the home. The respect is given to him just like a dog, and then further in the time when he was about to leave his body, he could not speak properly. Again, his eyes, bulging eyes, connected gland, congested glands like that. Okay, rattling sound. And then in such a way, in a painful condition, he leaves his body. And then further, he will be taken by the Yamadotas and then covering his body with the Yamapashas, taking him so many of horrible conditions. Okay, this is during the time these dogs are, taking, biting him. So that is few things, and then punished here the hellish conditions. They are beating behind him with the whips, and though there is hot sand on the floor, but still there is no water, no shelter. Even though he is fainted, but they will raise him again and to walk. In such a way, he is taken to the Yamapuri. All the Yamapuri, 99,000 yojanas. So Yamapuri is the 99,000 years. Here it is mentioned. The mark is mentioned here, 99,000 yojanas distance. That much distance he will be dragged by beating him and punishing him on the way. The elephants are tearing his body, and other side the snakes, scorpions, everything are biting him. So
Yeah.
these are all
Mm.
after leaving his body.
These pictures aren't in Canto 3, is it? I can't remember.
These are Canto 3, Chapter 30. These are not in the book.
No, it's not. Is it possible to send that to us, Prabhu?
I have shared in the group, Mataji.
That'd be
Occasionally,
lovely, yeah. Because I always wondered about this subject, and yeah, it's not an easy ride, is it? Thank goodness we don't remember it all.
yes.
Mm.
Thank you, Mataji. Any other questions, dear devotees, before we move on to Sri Brahma Samhita?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Like small question, like you were saying that like people like get the cow body because they have done some auspicious things and also like do eating meat and something like that. But like there's here like in Western country, all are like since born they are like eating meat and like drinking and like most since born, but like how they have brought up, but they are like materialistic. They are always very like rich and like some country like they are very rich, but like last birth what they have done to get that, still they are materialistic rich, even though since like young they are eating all this, doing all this.
Here, uh, it is what we see practically. That we think that they are rich, but behind that, they will go through cosmetics and always applying their. Those persons have got diseases, uncomfortability, and mental disturbances that we do not see. The internal distress that they go through, other people cannot see. Only we see they're fair bodied and looking nice and with the nice dressing. That is only we know. That is only visible to the eyes. But in the mind and the heart, the manoratena asat davatu asati bahihi. Asati is because they were always anxiety. They're always restless. But it appears that, but actually it is a illusion. Manyamanamidam Vishwam Gandharva Nagaropamam. Gandharva Nagaram. This is initially it will show, it is show off, but how long they would maintain? But it is not rich country as we think, like in India. In India, you do not feel anxieties, even though it is small hut. You don't have to pay council tax, that tax, this tax, and not tortured by the government. Here, every moment they will say interest rates increase 5%, and then people are in anxiety. Other person goes, which is not related to this country, they will say and go and do some fighting other in other country, and then here interest rates would increase, anxiety. Unrelated people make our life miserable. How wonderful it is. Different countries they fight it, but here in this country the disturbances are there. Dependency. It is not rich country.
Like, but still people wants to come in this country, they are spending so much money like from home car down to come here, and they think they can get like good money or
Yeah, it is all blood money. It is not good money. It's blood money because anything at the cost of someone's life, if we wanted to live, that is a blood money only. If I wanted to live on my own, with Daiva Labdhena Santosha, Atma Vicharanaachanam. I can grow my own grains and I can protect my country without depending on others. That is peaceful life. And going and bringing and depending on some other country, and if they don't give those things and go and fight with them, that is all blood. Everyone's life will be tainted with the blood. And and also it is not only just only one person. Some may think that it is just only the government is doing or one person's decision. It is Kattuhu Sastuhu Adudhyatuhu Tulyam Yat Prechitat Palam. Three people will share three kinds of Kattuhu, whoever is performing, Kattuhu Sastuhu, and whoever is giving instructions and the supporters as well. Anudhyatuhu Kattuhu Sastu Tulyam Yat Prechitat Palam, and everyone in the country they will share equally, either pious activities or inauspicious activities. But it is so that's why one must be always pious. So when the people in the country are pious, then the king will also receive 1/6 of their pious activities for himself, for his life in this life and also next life. अस्ति हि यज्ञपतिर्नाम केषाञ्चित् अर्हसत्तमाः इहामुत्र च लक्ष्यन्ते दोषणावाच्यः क्वचित् भवः. How can some people will take birth in the poverty-stricken places and someone will take birth in the rich people? Because asti hi yajnapati nama. There is a person who is called Yajnapati. The Vishnu, he is the maintainer. He always watches the activities of the people. And according to their activities, he will assign where they have to take birth. In this lifetime or the next life. Iha mutracha lakshante, iha amutracha. Amum is the means next life. Lakshante, they will take birth. Josnavatyah kvachit bhavaha. How can the births would take place? Because of these things, by their activities, karma. But if one is doing as a matter of duty only for the pleasure of Krishna, then he would not take birth in this material world anymore. But maybe working bodily things, that is only with the matter. And something bit higher is working with the senses. Working with mind is higher than working with the senses. So here people are always mentally perturbed in all circumstances. There is no peace of mind. One may be going through the nice places and peaceful places. It appears outside, but in the mentally they're going different kinds of anxieties. But for example, a poverty-stricken countries, they may work hard, it appears, but the mind may be peaceful. The matter in the hierarchy of the body, so matter, on top of the matter is the senses, above the senses mind, above the mind is intelligence. That is the hierarchy. If you are disturbed more in the mind and the senses are a bit trying to give comfort to the senses, it's no meaning. But using the senses, working hard, but mind is peaceful, that is better all the time.
Prabhu, I actually, in my line of work, I witness all what you're saying about the rich and the poor. The poor is longing to become rich, and the rich, they got all the riches, but they're haunted with it because they don't sleep at nights. They're watching their riches. Somebody will come and steal it, and then they get anxiety, then mental health steps in. It is vicious all round. And what you don't have, you long for, and when you have it, you can't utilize it in the right way. So what good is it to be, rich and poor, if you can't be enjoying, as you say in India, the simple ordinary people, as Prabhupada says, simple living, higher thinking.
Yes.
And they think of God, and they smile. When you go to these villages, you see people have nothing, and they're cooking on makeshift cooker, little hut, and the smile you get off there, and they offer you with all their heart whatever they have. That's the best riches you could find. But yeah, I've actually, in my line of work, I've seen it all. Big houses, big this, many cars in the drive, and the people aren't happy at all. They're haunted all the time. They're trying to protect their riches, and all the energy is spent in a vicious circle. So yeah, it is so true. And that's the world we're living. The rich get richer and the poor get poorer, but it's how you live that life.
Yes. So that's why simple life, no need to accumulate big detached house, so many bedrooms, big garden. You become a servant. If you have got a bigger house, you become a servant in the house.
Yeah.
You need to maintain it. Otherwise, everywhere dust. You keep things everywhere in the home. It is not clean, not maintained. It will become ghostly, haunted.
Yeah.
If you wanted to maintain it, you need to pay the labor or you need to give your energy, time. That's why just as much as needed, as much
Yeah,
as.
because actually, how many rooms you want to put your head down on? How many rooms you want to sit in? How many rooms you need to cook? Only one little room when you do your business, and then it's so sad that we are. And when you're young, you do that though, and it seems to be expected. But if you can't learn from it, that's when it's painful.
Yeah, still people they don't learn.
No, it's
They're
learning.
working.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
still they want to show off in the society that I have got a big house. Inside the
yeah,
house, there always suffers.
yeah. That's true. What do you use the house for? Do you invite people around? Do you do pujas? Do you do this? And yeah.
In the villages, they used to have just only two rooms. One room is for the deities, one room is for the same room is for kitchen, same room is for sleeping, same for as a living room. It is multi-purpose. People will come and then as soon as in the evening, they will just use the mats to just spread the mats and to sleep. That become a bedroom. The same
Mm.
in the daytime, it is a living room. Everyone will come there. And then the same room on the one corner of the same room, it is a kitchen. They will cook, and it does not have. And also bathrooms also they do not have here plumbing problem, kitchen problems, that problem, leaking problems, electricity problems,
Yeah, all the
um,
time.
electricity checkings, gas checkings, always some problems. It is so complicated.
Constant. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
In-
Prabhupada shows you can live in one little room, one little space.
Yes.
He was in when he went to America, how hard it was. He survived, and he showed us the way. People only come to this country for opportunity, really, to think they get a chance to grow, but then they change. They change and they like the refugees at the moment in this country. They want a big television and a bigger one and a car and everything, and the government giving. I wonder why they do that. Is it because they're being paid to take? I'm not sure why this.
Just to show off. This is just
Yeah,
show off and keeping their prestige. Oh, my country is this great. But it is no one will care about your country.
no,
India does not
nobody.
care about UK or America, but they care about their own life. It is just only business. No one would respect other countries. Otherwise, they would all countries have but only one flag. Under Yudhishthira's king reign at the time, only one flag. All countries under one flag. It's not the show of things. Whether our lives are becoming happy and peaceful, that matters. That's why Trunada is unique. But in the coming to the sovereignty, something they establish one word, even weak countries also say that my country's sovereignty. If other countries put a bomb on it, there is no sovereignty. But those people also say that I wanted to maintain my country's. It is not the purpose. So just always be humble. If he is a strong person, Mahatam Bahuman, this is again says, Palguni Tatra Mahatam Jivo Jiva Se Jivanam. A strong person always dominates the weak person. That is the nature of this world. Know that one. Just because of you keeping the word sovereignty, if you say some words, he will come and put a bomb on you, you die. That's it. There is no your existence. What
Mm,
is the purpose? Without achieving perfection of human life, you have died. And not only you died, and the people who are depending on you, they're also being discarded now. There is no protection and shelter for them, and everything is misery. We see
mm,
practically in this world, ego of few people itself, with a handful of people. The entire world is being disturbed.
mm. So true. Yeah. Hmm. What about when you're in a relationship, you got partner who thinks differently, and you think the way simplicity, and the partner wants to hang on to the things. We have a lot of that in the world nowadays, And when the partner falls sick, then they decide, oh, let's let go of it and buy a smaller place and or move to a smaller place and have some peace. But why we wait till we get sick? We're not enjoying in the meantime.
His Kama Yesha, Krodha Yesha, Rajo Guna Samudbhavaha, passionate. I wanted to enjoy. I wanted to utilize the senses and time to keep myself happy, sense enjoyment. Either watching movies or just to share, wearing nice clothes and show off that, and buying a nice car and show off, and going to somewhere else, and then go there and then come back home and then tell I have gone there, I did this one, I went there, and talking to all relatives. They show off. Prabhupada used to say a person has gone from Russia to from Moscow to the moon, and there again he does not want to stay on the moon planet where everyone is deciding to go there, but he wanted to come back. That rascal wanted to go and show off that I have gone there and show off to everyone else. Prabhupada used to say, but that is what happening in this world. Everyone wanted to show off. That is otherwise there is no meaning for the life. Even Arjuna was mentioning when he was Arjuna Vishada Yoga. Whenever all my relatives are died in the Kurukshetra battle, what is the use of having all this kingdom with uh, money and all those stuff when I am not able to share with all others? That is also one of his point.
You say you might well be dead, yeah. So that's why they want to fight. Anyway, that's beautiful discussion because it's sometimes we ignore it and we don't touch on the real things. It makes you stop and think, and maybe you put one little thing in practice that we talked about today would be lovely.
Yes, Mataji.
But if you have your family tearing you apart, that you're doing this and it's not working, and it's a waste of time, and the people are using you. You hear things like that at the book table when people come and tell me their stories. Whatever you do, you carry anyway, despite the family, isn't it?
Yes.
It's sometimes a lonely place, but it's best to carry on and do the right thing.
Yes.
But it is a very lonely place, I can assure you, even in the temple. Because people come with their packages and baggages, that it's hard to let go of it.
Yes, Mataji, that is true.
You have to be very, very strong and conscious, Krishna conscious, to go ahead and practice it. Perseverance. Prabhupada showed us perseverance and determination.
Yes. In this Shastras, whatever the angle, either speaking or living or doing any kind of mind things or education things, the Shastra will cut. This is Astra, it will chop off all kinds of nonsensical things from the life and keep you pure. As in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna describes as Jnana Asina. Jnana Asina, it is a at the end, he says in the fourth chapter, Jnana Asina. Asina is the sword. By that, one can cut off all the ignorance. This is Tasmadadhyay Sambhotam Krustam Jnanasinatmanah Chitvainam Samsayam Yogam Atishto Uttishta Bharata. So therefore, the doubts which have arisen in your heart out of ignorance should be slashed by the weapon of knowledge. Armored yoga, oh Bharata, stand and fight.
That's in the Bhagavad Gita, isn't it?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, beautiful that.
Asina. Asina is the sword or the weapon.
Yeah.
Knowledge is the weapon. Thank you, Mataji. Okay, so shall we go to this Shri Brahma Samhita? So just to touch upon it.
Oh, sorry. I thought that was the end, sorry.
No, just Mataji. So in the Shri Brahma Samhita, This is our Saturday's the special topic. Here Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochaneena Santah Sadaiva Hridayeshu Vilokayanti Yam Shamasundaram Achincha Gunaswarupam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So this one was covered in the last session. And devotees, do you remember about this one? Ramadi Muteshu Kalani.
This was covered as well.
Yes. Did you learn? Anyone has got by hearted this shloka? Ramadi Murtishu Kalaniyamena Tishtan Nanavataram Aprod Bhuneshu Kintu Krishna Swayam Samabhat Paramaha Pumanyo Govinda Madi Purusham Tamaham Bhajam. And all are they are Kalaniyamena Tishtan. There are Kalavataras, whereas Krishna is the original personality of Godhead. Krishna Swayam Samabhavat Paramaha Pumanyo. Onto that Lord, all other Amshas, Kalamshas, Sekhaveshavataras, Kalavataras, Purushat, everything comes from Krishna. Ramadi Mutishu, Kala Nemena Tishtu, Nanavataram, Akurodbhuneshu Kintu. Krishna Swayam Samabhat Paramahapumanjo, Govinda Madhipusam Tamham Bhajami. Can you request devotees take a turn to recite this shloka? Either looking, if you have not by hearted yet, if you have by hearted, you can recite without looking as well. Jai Mataji, would you like to start? Either way.
Prabhuji, no words here and there, lines here and there, but not fully.
As you
It's
feel comfortable, Mataji, please go on.
Ramadimurtishu Kalaniyamen Tishtan Nanavataramakarodbhuvaneshu Kintu Krishna Swayam Sambhavat Paramaha Pumanayo Govindamadi Purusham Tamham Bhajami.
Thank you, Mataji. Asha Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna. रामादिमूर्तिषु कलानियमेन तिष्ठन् नानावतारमगरोद्भुवनेषु गिन्द कृष्णः स्वयं समभवद्परमः पुमान्यो गोविन्दमादिपुरुषम् तमहं भजामि.
Very beautiful. Thank you, Mataji. Meena Mataji.
रामादिमूर्तिषु कला रामादिमूर्तिषु कला निर्मनातिष्ठं नाना अवतारम् अकरोत् भवेन् नाना अवतारो अकरोत् भवेन् किन्तु कृष्णा स्वयं संभवत् परमः पुरं य गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि.
Beautiful, very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Gauringi Mataji. Jai Makanya Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Ramadimurtishu Kalaniyamena Tishtan Nana Bataram Akarod Bhuvanishu Kintu Krishna Swayam Samabhavat Paramah Pumanyo Govinda Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami.
Very beautiful. Thank you, Mataji. Would you like to read the translation, Mataji?
Hare Krishna. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who manifested himself personally as Krishna and the different avatars in the world in the forms of Rama, Nrsimha, Vamana, etc. as his subjective portions. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Yes, there we shall stop and then we shall continue with the next shloka. It is, I think, about your Krishna's bodily effulgence, that is Brahman light, Brahma Jyoti, and which is the cause for many other universes to appear. Okay, so that one we will go through in the next session. Okay, thank you so much, dear devotees, for your association and kind participation. If you are all happy, we shall conclude our session and continue with further japa.
The three Hari Bols to Prabhuji. Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Haribol.
Hari
Hari
Bol.
Hari
Hari
Bol.
Bol. Thank you,
Hari
Prabhuji,
Bol.
so much. Thank you.
Hari Bol, all the devotees should all bless Srila Prabhupada and Guru Parampara. Gurudev ki jai. Thank you so much.
Durujasya Sindhuve Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavejo Namo Namaha. Nantakoti Vaishnavinda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna, Panchas, everyone.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.